Hi. The topic today is how to be highly effective. Um, we are focusing on personal assignment. So, you see, you can be highly effective if you are not focused. If you are not focused on your own assignment. So, see, there is something inside us that pulls us. See, there is something inside an individual that pulls him or her, pull the person, a feeling, an intuition that inside you that is telling you about your personal assignment. You know, that there is a feeling inside you that tells you there is a special thing you need to do. And until you get to that special thing, you don't get fulfilled. See, you are never satisfied until you go to the perimeter, to the very location for which the assignment is built on. So that is what I call personal assignment. There's something in us, that tells us there is a special thing that unique to us, that only us can do. There are close to 7 billion people, 7 to 8 billion people in the universe. But each person has a personal assignment. There is something that resonates with you that tells you, look, there is a special thing that I need to do. There is a special thing I was created to do. And that very thing is only something you alone can do. Out of 8 billion people, let's say 8 billion, there is something only you, out of this 8 billion, there's something only you can do. And that is your personal assignment. Until you get it, you are never fulfilled. You are never satisfied. So that very thing for which you are tapped, for which you've been prepared from the beginning of time to execute, that is what puts you, to do something, to do a great thing, to achieve a great height. So this personal assignment is important. But many people ignore this pull, ignore this feeling, ignore this call, ignore this assignment. But towards the end, they discover that they were not satisfied. They discover that they hadn't got the enthusiasm, the energy, and the satisfaction. You see, I love this quotation. I put it down in the big R of a successful business. It was the one by Winston Churchill. He says, to each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered a chance to do a very special thing, unique to them, fitted to their talent. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared, unqualified for that for which could have been their finest hour. So it is all about personal assignment. What makes you unique? What makes you powerful is a personal assignment. For me, there is one thing when I'm doing it, I'm fulfilled, I'm satisfied. I don't get tired. You see, your personal assignment is in line with your experience in life. So God always gives you experience that aligns with your personal assignment. And until you match your experience and your personal assignment together, you will never be fulfilled. Inside you, there is a voice telling you why you are created, telling you about your personal assignment. A kind of pull that gives you confidence, that gives you the courage, that gives you the persistence and perseverance, the patience, the beauty of the mind. So in that area, you are fulfilled. You have everything. You are very comfortable at it. It comes to you naturally. There is no pressure. You don't get tired. That is your food. That thing you are doing is your personal assignment. So if you are doing a different thing, like Winston Churchill is a tragic thing. Albert Einstein says that for you not to express that thing is the tragedy. It's not that somebody dies. So there is a feeling inside each and every one of us to do the right thing. A feeling that gives you that desire to be great, that desire to do more, that desire to be powerful, that desire to be great is inside us. No matter how we try to suppress it, it still bubbles up. And they'll be looking at you in the face. So until you express that feeling, you express that joy, you express that beauty inside you, you are not fulfilled. And that is why personal assignment trumps every other thing. I have a cousin. So one day I engaged in discussion with him. But that my cousin was a bright person. He's doing very well. But I asked him a question. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you love doing? He said there is something that inside him that tells him he needs to give out. There is something he wants to communicate. There is something he wants to give to the world. But unfortunately, he ignored it. In order to solve other personal problems. So, within him, he has everything you need. Within him, when you look at him from a distance, he got all the totem. But there is something, he says, that God gave to him that he needs to give out. So this is a situation of many of us. Because your experience is one side, your personal assignment is one side. Until you match the personal assignment and the experience in life, you will never be fulfilled. You will never get the satisfaction. Why many people feel very hurt, feel upset, feel unfulfilled is because they have not worked on their personal assignment. This is the irony of life. So people malfunction because they fail to identify and to fulfill that impulse, that pull inside the heart that makes you the God you are. The feeling, the impulse that makes you, fulfill your desire based on your experience in life. Each and every one of us has a different experience. Our experiences are not the same. Even though you came from the same mother, but our experience and approach in life are not the same. There is always something you have that is unique to only you, unique, that is only you that knows and only you is capable of doing. Until you start doing that very thing, you are not fulfilled. You will still feel that there is a vacuum inside your heart. There is a vacuum you need to feel. Until you feel that vacuum, you can be a president. You can be the richest man, but yet inside you, there is one singular thing. And that singular thing is your personal assignment. That is your work. That is where you belong to. So when I see people, they take life too hard. They feel very angry. They feel very frustrated. They feel unfulfilled. They feel unsatisfied. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you try to do, they will never be satisfied. They will never be happy. They are easily irritated. They go north, they go south, they go east, they go west. They are never one place. They are never happy. What causes that is because you've not been able to identify why you were created in the first place. Until you discover this pool, life becomes a tragedy for you. Like Winston says here, that you are offered a chance to do the very special thing, unique to you, fitted to their talent and experience in life. So when you are operating on this area, there is confidence. You are poised. There is courage. You have high self-esteem. You are unbeatable in this area. Nobody can match you. You don't learn it at school. You don't learn it in the university. It is inborn. So until you identify this very thing, something huge is lacking. Sometimes I call this, there was a story I was saying one day, I was talking about the unrighteous servant. And Jesus Christ also said about it in Luke 16, about the unjust steward. What is he's saying there is this. If you are working in your job, let's say 9 to 5, you are doing that very job, you are not fulfilled, you are not happy, you are not putting in your best, there is the enthusiasm, the energy, the passion is not there, then to me, I call you the unrighteous servant, unjust steward. Because you are directly wasting your time there. You are wasting the resources of your employer. And at the same time, wasting your own resources. But because of fear, because of ignorance, you are hooked there forever. You don't know how to go about it. You are doing a job. In the morning, to wake up is a problem. When you get to the workplace, you are never happy. You are not performing at the highest level. Your performance is of that of mediocre. Everything is lackluster. You don't show the talent. You don't show the passion. You don't make things move. And the worst part of it, you are not appreciated. And you are there for 1 year, for 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, probably 35 years. You are wasting your time. You are the unrighteous servant. Are you with me? I'm saying it again. I'm not saying to work, to do a job is not good. But if you are doing something, you are not fulfilled, you don't have that passion, you don't have that energy, you don't have that enthusiasm, you don't have that talent, you are not operating at a unique and a special level in their workplace. And that results to you not being appreciated. You are the unrighteous servant. You should start planning your exit. You don't belong to that workplace. I'm serious about it. You don't belong to that workplace. So you need to find your work, your assignment. There is a solution to that. The solution to that is your choice, your will to move away. So there is one moment. Yes, I got it. There is a solution to this problem. The solution has been as old as the world itself. See, you have a problem, but you haven't got the solution. But the solution is everywhere, and it is, I'm going to read it out. It is as old as the world itself. The wisest man, Solomon, stated it. And he said, sow your seed in the morning, and at the evening, let not your hands be idle. I'm reading it from here. It's in Ecclesiastes 11:6. It says, sow your seed in the morning, and at the evening, let not your hand be idle. That is the solution to your problem. He is saying, do your 9 to 5. But after 9 to 5, get your hands to your own work, your personal assignment. Because in your personal assignment, it is where you are fulfilled. I'm not saying you shouldn't work. I'm not saying you should quit your job. But if you are doing a job, you are not fulfilled. You are not satisfied. You are not appreciated. You are not performing at a unique level that nobody could challenge you. Then you are the unrighteous servant. You are the unjust steward. It is high time you started planning your way out. Don't cage yourself in that little environment and waste your time, because you are wasting the time of your employer. You are wasting the time of yourself. And you are making everywhere cluster. Nothing is moving. Because you are not operating at a maximum level. We are meant to operate at our 100% level. Not at 50, not at 70. You should find where you belong. Go to your home. Go to where you belong. It is said, grow where you are planted. This is the solution to your problem. It is everywhere. It is in the Bible. It is in most of the book. It is here. I purposely put it here. So why do you get yourself, strangulated, emasculated, kind of, held in bondage by your own inability to seek knowledge and understanding and then apply it to your life. One moment. Read Luke 16. Christ told you about this unrighteous servant who was caught, doing a funny thing, not driving his talent, not doing extraordinary thing, not being unique. The master called him, look, I heard that this is what you're doing. The unjust servant decided to reverse and started thinking his way exit. He started being generous, giving people, because he is making his way out. The same way applies to you. You are the unrighteous servant if you're not happy with your job. You are the unjust steward if you're not happy with your job. But if you're happy, go ahead. If you are fulfilled, go ahead. But once there is a little feeling, they said a small hole sink a ship. That kind of feeling you have, it is high time you look at things in a different angle and move away. Otherwise, you are wasting your time. You could be the richest man in the universe, but you are wasting your time because you are not operating in your talent and in your gifts and in what God gave you. People need that talent. People are looking for that talent. People are looking for that gift, that service. The world needs it. Free yourself from the bondage of 9 to 5. If you are the one that's not happy about it. But if you're happy about it, go ahead. If you are made, you are fulfilled in your workplace 9 to 5, go ahead. But if you are not fulfilled, quit. I'm saying quit because you're wasting your time. Quit means there is a transition. You don't just quit. I'm not saying you should quit. What I'm saying is that there is a transition, a process of getting around it. Because every good thing goes through a process. I'm not saying you should go there and switch off the power and then come out. No, there is a process. There is a strategy. The strategy is what is written here. Solomon, the wisest man, has given the strategy, the way out. So what is the problem? So don't be afraid of the future, the uncertainty, the risks involved. Because your experience are already enough to take care of, the things that will budge out. See, God is so wise, He gives you experience based on your own assignment. My experience in life is different from your own experience. So my experience tells me how to cope with my own assignment. Of course, there is no flesh without bone. There is no flesh without skeleton. So there will be challenge. After all, in life, we are being tested under water and under fire. If you don't know, there is a huge test for everyone. Everyone goes through the same test. And the funny thing that once you decide to be on your feet, there will be challenges. They come in different form. But those challenges, if you walk and understand your experience, you will be able to overcome it. You see, every challenge, every obstacle is surmountable. You can overcome it. So we are built to overcome, to turn an obstacle into opportunity. But because we don't know, or we allow our impulses and instincts to drive us and put fear into us, and then make us a slave, a servant. He says you are meant to dominate. That's what God said. And God's word is powerful, is irrevocable, and is very, very powerful. He says dominate. So in other words, he has built inside you the power, the passion, the wisdom to dominate. Not to dominate another person. Not to dominate your environment, dominate your gifts, not on people. So it is essential you understand this. One moment. So when you are operating in your gift, in your talent, nobody can stop you. You become unstoppable. The problem is, have you been able to identify what your gift is? Have you been able to identify what your personal assignment is? Then if you've been able to identify it, of course with your experience and the voice inside you can align them and understand what your personal assignment is. There is an image of God inside you that tells you, that interprets images and pictures or whatever things in a different way that only you see. Utilize this gift inside you and become yourself. So everything you want to do depends on you, and it is not outside you, it is inside you. So it is essential you operate in your gifts. Because why most of us are poor is because we are not productive. And how can you be productive in what you don't know? How can you be productive on nothing? You can only be productive in your own area, doing something nobody does. Doing something in a way nobody could do it. That is where you are planted. And that is where you're supposed to grow. If you are doing something and you are tired about it, that is not your gift. If you are doing something you haven't got the passion, that is not your gift. If you are doing something you don't have the persistence and the courage to go, that is not your gift. You don't need anything to execute your gift. Because God has prepared you before time and has walked into your own path. It's just for you to follow the footprints of God left inside, left in front of you. So most of us going about searching from one area to one field to another, from one country to another, in the end, we feel unfulfilled and unsatisfied. So it is critical you look at this. Am I talking to you? Am I talking to people? Get this message today. I'm very loud and clear about it. Your gift is where you are planted. Grow where you are planted. Identify your gifts. You are a special person, given special attributes to do a special thing. Only you can do. So you should be proud of it. Don't let anybody diminish or patronize you in any manner, because you are beautifully made, well qualified, best suited, and best talented in that area. You can try as much as possible, get PhD in it. You cannot beat somebody that has the gift. You can read music, but you can't be a musician. You can read dancing, you can't be a dancer if it's not a gift from God. So the same thing applies to every other thing we do. So don't be afraid to pursue your talent. Don't be afraid to pursue your gifts. Because in your gifts, God has also given you experience. Now, the experience somebody's asking you is already what you have. So it's all about interpreting the self-image you have and the information God left inside you and to use it. Don't get yourself locked up in a prison in the name of 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is temporary, but your work is permanent. I was going through an Instagram about 3 days ago. What Nonso, my in-law, posted, it was, I don't know where he got it, but it says that the bird that is perching on a tiny branch or on a branch of a tree is not afraid whether the branch will be broken. Even though the branch is dry and ready to give in, the bird is not afraid because the confidence is in his wing. The bird has the confidence in its wing. So the same thing applies to you. Bad economy, difficult time is not for you. Because if you had prepared yourself for the gifts God has given to you, so it has nothing to do with the economic crisis. It has nothing to do with what happens. Look at the bird. The bird was perching on an environment. But in that environment is not subject to that environment. So what happens in that environment is irrelevant. The same thing applies to you. If you work on yourself, if you understand yourself, if you reflect and have a relationship with yourself, you will understand that environment does not count in what you want to do. Because God didn't build you to be subject to the environment. You see, God created you, and if you are operating where God gave you power, the environment, the economic crisis, day and night cannot stop you. Because the confidence comes from the wisdom and experience and knowledge God gave you. So it is not on the physical environment. Like they said you are black, or they say you are white, or they said there is bad economy, or that you are not this, or you are not that, you are not tall, you are not short, you are not red, you are not blue. Those kind of things, or they put around, these are artificial things, environment. But if you are operating in your gifts, the environment does not concern you. The difficult time does not affect you because you already have the experience. The confidence comes from your experience and image of God you already possess. Look at the bird that perched on a dried branch. If the branch drops, the bird takes off. The confidence, the bird is not afraid of the consequences of the branch caving in. As soon as it caves in, the birds, take off. It makes use of the wings. The same thing applies to you. So if there is economic crisis, you only use the intuition and the creativity God has given to you to operate. So all this anger, fear of what happens tomorrow, what doesn't happen, it has nothing to do with you. You shouldn't bother yourself about what happens tomorrow, what happened. Those things are irrelevant. What is relevant is the gift God has given to you. The ability to interpret situation, the ability to see images and interpret them, your ability to use your talent, your ability to grow where you are planted. Some people are, go in a circle like the weather. If the weather is changing, they're changing it. They're trying to be very adaptable, but at the end of the day, they are bringing fear into themselves. They're confused. A strong man finishes his race. A strong man is not concerned about what you call economic crisis, because he can always use his talent. He can always use the gift God has left inside him. So God did not design us to be servant to topsy-turvy situations. If there is winter, you start being afraid. If there is summer, you start being afraid. If there is rain, you start rushing, everything rustling and bustling and going from one point to the other, all jumbling everywhere. But why you get involved in that is because you've left the vital thing, the most important thing God has given to you. The self-image and their experience and, the confidence God has given to you. We've allowed the world to impose fear into us and then made us to become servants to them. We become a victim of our fears. We draw in fear because of what we see with our eyes. And with this fear, we are defeated and marched on and suppressed, and we are lying flat without doing anything. Because we refuse to stand on where we are planted. Because we refuse to be who we are. Because if you don't know who you are, how can you know where you're going? First of all, you must know where you are for you to know where you're going. You must know where you came from. So don't belittle yourself and don't let people, bring you down by philosophies and theologies and, ideas that are not good for you, that conquers you as spirit. Be careful who you listen to. One moment. Be careful the message you assimilate. Be careful who you relate to. Be careful people who give you information. Because by hearing this thing, you absorb them and then you are conquered. You see, God created you to surmount every obstacle based on self-image and information and experience He left with you. But if you can't use these things, you are a conquered man. You are a weak person. When you see obstacle, you turn your head, but not forgetting that behind the providence, there is a smiling face. Behind the unfailing things, there is a smiling face. In every obstacle, hidden inside an obstacle is opportunity, a golden opportunity. And why do you run away from something that makes you great? You are created to stand on your feet. You are created to grow where you are planted. You are created to use your talent and passion to achieve this personal assignment God gave you. Don't let people confuse you. Don't let people, bring fear into your life that forms a cloud and consume you. So you are created to be unique. God made you in His own image, gave you the power He possessed, and said, dominate. So when you see obstacle, why do you escape? Escape to where? Where are you running to? You are a dominator. Why are you dominated? You are a powerful spirit. Why are you afraid? Because you've allowed tradition, culture, belief, things that are unfounded to filter into your mind, and then started growing like a seed inside you, and then brought in fear and hatred and all these evil things, vices into your life. And then you kept on obeying, because whoever voice you obey controls you. Whatever you obey controls you. You become a servant to what you obey. And that's why human beings, we are the victim of our own situation. We are the victim of what we are doing, because we don't want to operate where God placed us to operate. We are always afraid. When you meet obstacle, you escape, you start running. But you are not meant to run. You are meant to withstand and turn the obstacle into opportunity. That is the story of man. That is your birthright. Your birthright is to convert obstacle into opportunity. Because God has constructed you, designed you in a way that you are fitted for everything that comes in your own way, because your experience has built you. You are built. Don't allow your environment or your people around you to put fear into you. And once they put fear into you, you are a defeated person. Faith and fear don't work together. The moment you fear, the faith vaporizes, the confidence go, the self-esteem go, the resilience go, everything bursts out. You don't have anything than to cave in. You are a dominator. God asks you to dominate your environment, and then you become dominated. You are afraid. And that makes you don't know what to do. You don't know about your personal assignments. You can't get hold of what to do. You get confused. Even though you are seeing everything, they don't make meaning. God has placed everything to teach you, to inspire you, to give you the confidence to be able to finish up your assignment. But because you allow people and beliefs and limiting beliefs and things that are not supposed to be absorbed, they absorb them, and then they create fear into you. So when you are tested, you cave in. This is the tragedy. This is an unfortunate situation. And that is why everybody, 90% of people are malfunctioning. Because if you're happy in what you're doing, you cannot kill. If you're happy in what you're doing, you don't have time to do propaganda and destroy other people. If you're not fulfilled, then you become a tool, it becomes a devil's workshop. What you chisel out is how to kill, to maim and to destroy, and to cause confusion through gossip and being, hypocritical in life. How long are we gonna, take what God has left inside us for granted? You have a talent, but you don't believe in it. You have a gift, you don't believe in it. Everything, you don't believe in what God has given to you. You don't make out time to reflect and to have relationship with yourself. So by having relationship with yourself and, by being introspective, you'll be able to come up with what you are meant to do. Don't expect people to give you the confidence. The confidence comes from self-esteem, the image you have. And then you allow people to devalue you. Your value is of utmost importance to God. God left a value inside you. So it is you that give everything value. Don't allow external things to give you value. The car shouldn't give you value. The house shouldn't give you value. Your wife shouldn't give you value. What gives you value is the self-image, the belief, and the understanding and the experience God left inside you. Use it to operate. So there is something when you do it, you feel happy, you feel satisfied. That is personal assignment. You see, when you have personal assignment, nobody can stop you. You have that passion that is stronger than death, that cannot stop you, that remove fear and shyness or whatever thing that is blocking you, that is caging you. It is important you understand this very thing I'm talking about today, about personal assignment. Because if you don't understand it, you will always feel frustrated. You will always feel that somebody is against you. You don't feel happy. You are not satisfied. You don't have energy. You don't have enthusiasm. You are not motivated. There is no sense of commitment. There is no responsibility. There is no freedom. There's nothing. Everything is in a chaotic situation because you don't understand what to do. You are completely at loss with everything. But God has given you Himself. God has given you all the gifts. Settle down. Cool down. Start paying attention to what happens around you. Start reading books. Start getting motivated. Start, getting knowledge. Solomon even gave solution to every problem. How to solve a problem. You seek knowledge. Then when you seek knowledge, you seek understanding. After this knowledge and understanding, you apply it, and that solves every problem. 3 things you use in solving a problem. So most of the things I'm talking is in this big R of a successful business. I wrote it for you so that you can understand and operate and be happy and remain a fulfilled person. But you may not like it, you might not read, but it's everywhere. So why not change the way you're thinking? Why not change the way you're looking at things? Why not renew yourself? The whole knowledge is inside you. The whole information, the whole energy God has left inside you, but you don't believe in it. You don't have the confidence. You are trained to be afraid all the time. You are trained to be scared. What will happen? Now, is it that? Is there anybody that will not die? God is not interested in how long you live. God is interested in your assignments, your purpose. What counts? The importance of time is your purpose. The importance of everything is in your purpose. God is not interested in how long you live. God is not interested in how many things. What God is interested in is your purpose for which He has created you. If you leave it undone, you feel unhappy and you feel unsatisfied. And that is why I'm saying now you need to have a rethink when you are doing your 9 to 5. Find out whether it's actually what God created you to do. If it is not what God created you to do, plan your way exit. You look at the way to do the transaction. It's inside this book. It's inside this book. The big R. The big R of a successful business. The transition, how you can move from 9 to 5 to starting your own business or doing your own thing where your passion lies. Something that gives you joy and gives you the freedom and the liberty. Why do you get yourself caged forever in 9 to 5 if you're not deriving joy in it? Why are you staying in something that you don't have confidence in? You don't have joy. You don't have, fulfill. You're not fulfilled, nothing. You're afraid, but you're already dead. Most of us are dead yet, and we say we're afraid. So why are you afraid when you're already dead? You are dead when you don't use your talent. You are dead when you don't use your assignment. You are dead when you don't use something God created you to do. Remember what Martin Luther said? Martin Luther said that if you can't find, a person is dead when he can't find that thing for which he was created. I'm saying it again, that if you are not able to discover, if something you cannot die for, if you're not able to find out what you can die for, that means you are already dead. There is a desire, there is a passion inside you to do this unique thing, best fitted, you are gifted to do. So that is the only thing that satisfies God, and that is the only thing that satisfies you. So every other thing you are doing is a complete waste of time. So most people have chosen the right thing. So if you have not been able to discover yourself and find out what gives you joy, what gives you that happiness, what gives you enthusiasm, what gives you confidence, then you have lost the plot. So I'm going to recap. I'm talking about personal assignment. Personal assignment is critical. It is important. It is what makes you who you are. It is when you hear grow where you're planted, that is where you're planted. Grow it, use it. That is the only thing that gives you that fulfillment, that gives you that satisfaction, that gives you that joy. That is your personal assignment. Thank you.